Hello everyone, we are discussing user-defined functions and recursion. In today's session, we will be discussing last topic of user-defined functions and recursion, that is storage classes. So, what is storage class in C and why we need these storage classes in C? In C language, each variable has a storage class which decides some factors. So, what are those factors? So these storage classes are going to decide what is the scope of variable, what is the default initial value of variable, and what is the lifetime of that variable when you use that variable in a program. So what do you mean by this scope? Scope is nothing but where the value of the variable would be available inside a program. So where all you can use that value of a variable in a program, that becomes a scope of that variable. Next, what do you mean by default initial value? That is, if we do not explicitly initialize the variable, what will be its default initial value? If we only declare a variable, so then some value will be assigned to that variable in a memory. So what is that initial value? Before explicitly we initialize the value for that variable. So that is called as default initial value. Then what is the lifetime of a variable? Lifetime of that variable, that is for how long will that variable exist. Means whenever you declare a variable, so how long that variable is persisting in that particular program. So that becomes a lifetime of variable. These all things are decided by a storage classes. Means into which storage class that particular variable is belonging. This scope, default initial value and lifetime will be deciding on that particular storage class. Let us see one by one. There are totally 4 storage classes which are most often used in C programming. So they are automatic variables, external variables, static variables and register variables. Let us see one by one. First type of class is automatic, and here the keyword we are using to declare these variables is auto. So what is the scope of this automatic variable? Variables are defined with the auto storage are called as local, will be local to the function or block inside which they are defined. Whenever you define any variable by a storage class auto, means whenever you define any variable with the keyword auto, then it is called as automatic variable, and scope of that variable will be within the block or a function where it is defined. Means you can use that variable within that function only. So then initial default value of any automatic variable is some random numbers. It is called as garbage value. So what is the lifetime? Till the end of the function or method block where the variable is defined. So these automatic variables are created whenever it is defined within a function, and it will be destroyed whenever we exit from the function. Next, a variable declared inside the function without any storage class specification is by default an automatic variable. If you don't define variable with any of the storage class, means like automatic, static, like that, means all the local variables without any storage classes are by default automatic variables. They are created when a function is called and are destroyed automatically when the function's execution completed. Automatic variables can also be called as local variables because they are local to the function. By default, they are assigned with a garbage value. Let us see example. So here we have defined some of the variables. Here first variable A is of type integer, B is of type character, C is of type float. So here we have not used any storage classes here. So then these are nothing but local variables. So these are local to the main function. Here int A, if you write like this, or if you write same variable, if you define same variable with the auto keyword, both are same here. Both are automatic variable only. So here we are trying to print values of ABC, even though we don't have we have not assigned any values. It will be having some garbage value. And scope means ABC can be used inside the main only, so that is nothing but scope. So whenever you define it, the lifetime of this ABC are going to start, and whenever you end, whenever you complete the function, so these ABC are destroyed. Next type of storage class is external, and the variables defined with external storage class are called as external variables or global variables. Scope of these are you can use these global variables everywhere in the program, and these variables are not bound by any function. They are available throughout the program. So as we have defined these as a global variable, these variables are not belonging to any of the particular function. You can use these variables throughout the program. That becomes a scope of that variable. And initial default value of these external variables or global variables is 0, and lifetime is till the program doesn't finish its execution. You can access the global variable, so it is active throughout the program. So a variables that are declared outside any function is a global variable. Global variable remain available throughout the program execution. By default, initial value of the global variable is 0. And one thing to remember is about the global variable is that their values can be changed by any function in the program. Here, as they are a global variable, they are accessible by all the functions in that particular program. Let us see one example. So here we have defined this number variable, which is of type integer. So outside all the functions, means this is defined within the program but outside the functions, hence it is called as global variable. Means this number variable can be used by any of the functions which are written in this program. So now we have main function. Here number is assigned to 10. This global variable is assigned 10 in this function. So that is now the value of number is 10. So now we are going to print this statement, that is I am in function main, my value is %d. That is nothing but you are going to print the number value, current value of the number variable. Here you can see the output. I am in function main and my value is 10 because current value of number is what? 10 it is. Now what we are doing here, we are calling function 1. So we are having other two functions in this program, function 1 and function 2. So what we are going to do in that? So first is the function call. When you call this function, control will go to function 1. So what you are going to do there, you are assigning number now as 20. It is allowed. So this 20 is assigned to number now. Now you can see I am in function 1. So it should be function 1. Then my value is %d, means the current value of this number is what? How much? It is 20. I am in function 1. My value is 20. You can see as the output. Next what happens? Now function 2 is means all the statements of this function 1 are executed. Now it will be returning back to the main function. What is the next line of this main function is? It is again a function call. Now it is calling function 2. Then control will be going to function 2. Here you can just see. So here we have not made any changes to the global variable, but what will be the value of number. So here we are just simply writing this output statement. I am in function 2, my value is %d. What is the current value of number? So it will be last updated value. So here in function 1 it is updated as 20. So here globally it is updating this number value, hence it is going to print I am in function 2, my value is 20. So now here it is going to print 20. Next control will be returning back to the main function and it is exiting from the program. So this is how we have used this global variable. So some problems with respect to these external global variables I'll show you. Here we have taken one main method where simply y is assigned with 5. Here we have not defined this y. Okay, but what is happening, this y is a global variable which is defined after the definition of main. Okay, at this particular time compiler will not be knowing whether this y is defined. Without defining this y, this main function is trying to initialize this value 5 to the y, hence it is showing error as not defined. Are you getting? Because here it is not in the, means this function cannot access this y because this y is defined after this function definition. So here it will be showing an error. Next, this function 1, you can make use of y because it is defined before the function. Okay, so now here if you are taking this y equals to y plus 1, so what value is assigned to y? It is assigning 1 because default value of y, default value of global variables or external variables is 0. 0 plus 1 is nothing but 0 is assigned to y. So here it is working fine, but whenever you compare here, so it is going to give you error because this y is defined after the definition of main. So how to avoid such type of problems if global variables are declared somewhere in the program? So that can be done by making use of external keyword. So here you can see main function we are having and one more function with the name function we are having. But at the end we have defined this global variable int y. So as it is defined outside all the functions, it is called as global variable. So we have declared here. So here if you want to use that global variable, you have to make use of this external keyword. At this particular point of time, compiler will come to know by looking into this external keyword that this y is a global variable which is defined somewhere in the program. So then it will understand that and it is not going to show any of the errors. So here also you can make changes with respect to that global variable. Here in function also we are making use of that global variable again. So as it is again defined after this function definition, you can make use of extern in order to avoid this type of errors. So it is going to tell the compiler that this external keyword, this y is a global variable somewhere declared somewhere in the program. So hence it is not going to show any errors and you can access that global variable in your function by making use of external keyword. So this is about external storage class. So next we'll move to static storage class. So the variables which are defined with the static storage class are called as static variables. The scope of these variables is local to the block in which the variable is defined. Default initial value is 0. Lifetime is till the whole program doesn't finish its execution. Even though they are local static variables, lifetime of that variable will be throughout the program. Means whenever the program terminates, then only those variables are going to destroy. Static variables tells the compiler to persist or save the variable until the end of the program. If you want to retain that variable till end of the program, then that can be a static variable. Instead of creating and destroying a variable every time when it comes into and goes out of the scope, static variables is initialized only once and remains into existence till the end of the program. Yes, you can declare and initialize these static variables only once. So you cannot, once it is initialized, you cannot change the value of that static variable again by initializing. A static variable can either be internal or external depending upon the place of declaration. Okay, if you are declaring the variable with a static storage class within any function, so that is called as internal or local static variable. If you are defining any variable as a static in the program outside any function, so then it is called as external static variables or global static variables. Scope of internal static variable remains inside the function in which it is defined. External static variables remain restricted to the scope of file in which they are declared. Okay, so suppose in one file you have declared that external static variable, scope of that external static variable will be restricted to that particular function, file. We'll see example. Here we are having one function sum and as usual main function. So here we have taken one variable I, so and one for loop by making use of I. Here initial value of I is 0, I is less than 3. Then it is going to call the function that is sum. So here you can see within the sum function we have defined variables with a static keyword. So these variables are called as static variables and it is initialized with a value 10 and 20. Only one time you can initialize. You should remember the static variables are initialized only once. Okay, so now A has got value 10, B has got a value 24. Now you are printing those values. So here in output you can observe 10 and 24 are printed for A and B. Now, so here we are trying to increment A and we are trying to increment B. Yes, you can increment the value of static variable, but you cannot reinitialize it. Okay, now the value of A becomes 11 and value of B becomes 25. Okay, all statements are over. It will return back to the main function. Here for loop is still continuing. Now I increments, I becomes 1. So 1 is less than 3. It is true. Again what it is going to do, it is calling the function sum. Here you just observe, when it go to sum, it is not going to initialize this A and B again. Yes, so what it is going to do, it is directly printing A and B. So what are the values of A and B? So we have incremented it in previous iteration, so it is going to hold those variables A and B. So now the current value of A and B is 11 and 25. Again we are incrementing A and B. Now A value is 12 and B value is 26. Now it is going to return back to the main function. Again we are in for loop, I increments. Now I becomes 2. Yes, 2 is less than 3. Next it is again calling some function. It will go, it is not going to initialize, it is going to directly print. So what were the previous incremented value of A and B? 12 and 26. Those are printed here. %t, that is nothing but A and B. 12 and 26 are printed. Now again it is incrementing. Now value of A becomes 13 and value of B becomes 27. So again it is going to it is returning back to the main function. So I increments. Now what is the value of I? I becomes 3. 3 is less than 3? No. So it is going to stop the for loop and it is going to stop the execution of main, and you can see output as these 3 lines. Here the point you should understand is the static variables holds their value between multiple function calls. So here we are calling this function multiple times, even though the static variables are holding their values. So as we have incremented it, every time it is going to hold that updated value. But static variables can be initialized only once. Next, last type of storage class is register. So whenever you define a variable with a register storage class, so that variable is called as register type variable. Scope of this register variables is local to function in which it is declared. Only you can access that variable within a function you declared. Default initial value of these register variables are random value or a garbage value. So what is the lifetime till end of that function or a method block in which these variables are defined. Register variables inform the compiler to store the variable in CPU register instead of a memory. Whenever you define variable with a register keyword, those variables will get the memory in CPU register, not in main memory. Register variables have faster accessibility than a normal variable. So the speed, when you compare to the normal variable, the accessing speed of these register variables is fast. Generally, the frequently used variables are kept in registers. Hence, as the accessible speed of register variables are more, you can pick those variables easily from the CPU register. The frequently used variables are usually kept in CPU registers. But only few variables can be placed inside the register. One application of register storage class can be in using the loops. Yes, counter variable we usually use in a loops where we want to use that variable again and again. So such type of variables can be stored in CPU register. If you want to store a variable in CPU register, you have to define that variable as a register variable. We can never get the address of such variables. You cannot use ampersand operator when you are defining a variable as a register variable, because we can never get the address of such variables. So they will be stored in CPU registers. And syntax of defining this register variables is register keyword we are making use of, then data type followed by variable name. So here is an example. In main function we have defined one variable a with a keyword register. So now it is a register variable. So this a will be getting memory in CPU register, not in main memory. And here you are going to print the initial value of this variable a. So initial default value of all the register variables is some random value, or it is also called as garbage value. Here you are having a summary of all the storage classes. First storage class is automatic. We are going to define it with the keyword auto. It is stored, all the automatic variables are stored on RAM, that is primary memory, and default value of this automatic variables is garbage value, and scope is local to the function where you have defined, and lifetime is within the function where you have defined. Next, external class. We are going to use external keyword for these variables, and they are stored in main memory RAM. Default value of these variables is 0, and the scope of these variables are global, that is throughout the program, and lifetime is till end of the main function. Next is static variables. So whenever we want to make any variable static, we can make use of this static storage class and a keyword static. So these are stored in RAM. Default value of these variables is 0, and they are means according to the static variables. If they have defined in a function, so they are local to the function. If they are defined outside the function, so they will be used throughout the program, and lifetime is till end of the main program. Next, last type is register storage class. So these register variables are stored in registers, that is CPU register, and default value of these register variables is garbage value, and they are local. Their scope is local, where it is defined within a function, and lifetime is also within the function. So whenever the function starts, these variables will be getting a memory, and whenever we exit the function, so they are destroyed. So this is all about all the 4 storage classes in C programming: automatic, external, static, and register. Thank you.